Hello, everyone. Um, can you all hear me well? Can you just type in hi in the chat box if you can hear me all right? Hello. Great. How's everyone doing? How's where is everyone joining in from? What's the time there? Are you like having tea, or is it like a lunchtime, or are you about to sleep? Which part of the world you're all joining in from? It's 12 p.m. in Nigeria. Okay. Lunch break. Nice. Hello. Hello from Dubai. Nice. Okay. So we'll wait for another minute or so. We are expecting few more participants to join in. A very warm welcome to all of you to this particular session. Looking forward to share some insights about how the concept of NLP is applied and used. So we'll be waiting for another 1 more minute, 1 to 2 minutes, and then we'll get started. Mhm. Okay. So let's get started. The topic that we'll be learning today is about natural language processing. Natural language processing deals with how machines can understand what humans are saying. So we'll be looking into the sneak peek of that. Before we start, some ground rules for the session. So it says listen only mode set and ask a particular question. So you'll have to be on mute. But that doesn't mean that we can't communicate. We have a chat box. So we'll be using our chat box to interact with each other, to follow along a particular concept. And if you're not able to understand a certain concept, you can ask me to repeat. Okay. So it's a listen only mode session. So we can't unmute and speak. But definitely, if you are able to use the chat box, please use the chat box to ask the question. Let's try to make the session interactive. So be active in the chat, be active in the class. Try to, try to understand the concept, try to think about how you can apply whatever you are learning today in your world, or you can think about different applications that you see around you on this particular concept that we'll be covering today. The last part, like whatever content that I'll be sharing and whatever recording that will happen, the session will be recorded and it will be shared to you on your registered email. So whatever email you have used to log in for this particular session, in that email address, you will be getting the recording as well as the presentation that has been shared today. Okay, in case anyone comes and asks this particular question, help me with the answer that yes, the recording will be provided. The content of the class will be all provided to all of you on the email that you have used for this particular session. And at the end of the session, we'll be having a small feedback form for all of you to kind of fill up. Please try to fill up that feedback form. That helps us a lot in improving the qualities of this particular session. Okay, so just to reiterate, it will be listen-only mode kind of a session wherein we'll only listen, you can only listen to the content, and if you have any questions, you can definitely use the chat box to ask any questions. Let's keep the session interactive, and of course, the recording of the sessions will be shared to you after the session is over, and the feedback form will be floated. Please try to fill that feedback form. Okay, so this is some guidelines before we start the session. What are we going to do today is, okay, let me start off with my introduction first. So my name is Saurabh. I'm joining in from Bangalore in India. I've got in total 9 years. As of date, I'm working with one of the startups in India. I'm working as a senior analytics, senior data science and analytics manager here. Am I audible, right? Like, I hope you're able to hear me okay. Did you get any glitch in between? Is it fine at everyone's end? Okay, just in case if you find some glitch, let me know. Yeah, so I've been working in the domain of data science and analytics for about 9 years. There was a glitch first. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so I was working in the domain of data science analytics. I've been working in the domain of data science and analytics since last 9 years. Currently, I'm working with this company which is into e-commerce in India, which is called as Meesho. And here I'm a senior manager in data science and analytics. Before to this, I was working with LinkedIn for about 3.5 years. Have you all been using LinkedIn by any chance? So it's one of the pretty important platforms for your job search, and it relies a lot on your data. I was working there for about 3.5 years, which was more into sales analytics. So we would try to, pitch the products to different clients using their usage of the product. So it would be more around that particular part. And before to LinkedIn, I was working with Airbnb for about 2 years. Airbnb was more of a product insights and analytics kind of a role. So we would try to make sure that the app that is there is smooth enough for users to make the booking. So that was the main role there. And before to Airbnb, I was working with Walmart for about 4 years. And in Walmart, probably I covered almost every vertical of Walmart, from sourcing, procurement, supply chain, their health and wellness division, and of course, their e-commerce division. So that has been my journey overall, with almost 9 years of experience in the world of data science and analytics, working in different domains like tech and travel and retail. So that's been my journey overall. As far as my experience with Great Learning is considered, I've been, been part of Great Learning since 3+ years, and I've probably given more than 400 hours of trainings and webinars. So that's about me. Very, very glad to be here with all of you. Very excited to share you this world of data, how it looks like, what it is, what does it enables us to do. So we'll try to learn as much as possible in today's session. Okay, in terms of the agenda goes, we will understand what is this AI and ML. I'm sure everyone is it glitched again? Sorry. Am I sort of audible? That's okay. It's okay. I don't know. There's some issue. It seems like my screen is getting froze. Anyways, so we'll be looking into what is this AI and ML. In AI and ML, we have this wonderful domain of NLP, which is natural language processing. So we'll try to understand that in detail. I'll also share my experience on mentoring people who are transitioning into this particular domain. And we have the team here who will be explaining you how do you learn about, how do you learn about this particular, how do you learn about NLP and other applications through the Great Learning. Okay, so that's the agenda for today. Let's get started by first understanding the definitions of AI, ML, data science. I'm pretty sure you would have come across different definitions. So let's try and understand what does each of this part means. Let's take an example to understand this concept of three terms that you would have known is your AI and ML. Okay, let's try to understand what it really means. Are you able to see something that I'm writing on the board? Is that visible to all of you? Just a quick check. Awesome. Okay. Just imagine the main use of any data science technique, whatever be the data science technique, the main use is the point A is your business problem. Okay, point A is your business problem, and point B is your solution or decision. Correct? Every organization needs to follow this part, which is they have a business problem and they need to solve a business problem. In order to solve a business problem, can we use data as a mode to solve a problem? Can we rely on data for solving a particular problem? What do you think? If there is any problem that a company is facing, let's say their sales are going down, their revenues are going down, their customer rate is going down, their customer churn is going up. Can all of these problems be looked into, understood, and solved using data? What do you think? We can rely on data, right? Now, just imagine a small situation wherein you're running an ice cream store. Okay, it's already so hot that you would definitely make some success if you're running a small ice cream store. Okay, there is a small ice cream store that you're running. And because you're tech savvy, you're so much into technology and numbers, you start to record the sales and the temperature. So you're recording this information, which is your temperature as well as the sales. Okay, a small ice cream store sales instead of sells in units. Okay, now when the temperature was 10 degrees Celsius, the sales that you made was 100. When the temperature was 20, the sales that you made was 200. When the temperature reached 30, your sales was 300. And when it was 40, you made 400. Now, if you want to predict what will be the value when the temperature reaches 42, can you guess what will be this number? Anyone? If this is a pattern, that we are observing, based on this pattern, what is the likely sales to be at 42 degrees Celsius? It could be 420. Very good. Now, what did you do? Can I say that you converted the data into an equation? Isn't it? What is the equation? If you plot this particular data into an equation, the equation comes out to be y is equal to 10x. Correct? We had a large amount of data. We put that equation into the form, we put that data into a form of an equation, and we get this equation, y is equal to 10x. So how did you calculate this 430? Can I say that 10 into 42 gave you 420? This is roughly the calculation that you would have done in order to come up with this number. Do you agree with this? Yes. Great. Now what happens? If you know that the sales in units will be 420, will it help you plan your inventory better? If you know this number beforehand, will it help you plan your inventory better? Yeah, you would know how many units will be sold. So you'll plan for your inventory. You will go and purchase that many units. So will it help you make better decisions when it comes to inventory processes? Will it help you plan your finances better? Because if you know that you have to purchase 420 units of ice creams, will you plan your finances much better? Will it help you plan your human resource better? Because every time you are selling the ice cream, you need certain amount of people in the store. So will you be able to plan like how many people will be required on that particular day? So if you are relying on data for making a decision, does it usually turn out to be a better decision, comparatively more successful decisions? Instead of just relying on the gut feeling or any other method, if you rely on data, does the companies end up making better decisions, correct decisions, more accurate decisions, right? So what is the process that we are following? We had the data, we converted it into an equation, and based on that equation, we are making a decision, right? Is this journey making sense to all of you? Data to equation to a decision, right? That's the journey that we have to follow. Now what happens? Do you think the situation will remain as it is? Can it happen that a new competitor comes into picture and he kind of start eating into the sales? Based on the past historic data, you were creating an equation. You had a situation like this: 10, 100, 20, 200, 30, 300, 40, 400. Now at 35, this can I consider, in order to get the equation, which is y is equal to 10x, can I consider this to be like my training data? Yeah. Can I consider this to be like my training data because I wanted that equation? Now what happens? A new store gets opened up. Okay, here a new store gets opened up. Okay, because looking at the success that you are making so much money, a new store gets opened up. And now what happens is at 35, the sales is 320. At 40, at 38, the sales is say 340. At 25, let's say the sales is 200. Do you think this y is equal to 10x is the best equation in order to make the prediction for 27 degrees Celsius? No, right? Now, because the situation has changed, because a new competitor has come into picture, can I say that this equation also needs to be updated? Correct? This equation also needs to change. Now, if the machine is able to update, if it takes this particular data, can I consider this data to be like my new data, new information? Yeah, this is my new information. This was my training data, which I was training this particular equation on. Now I've got a new information. Based on this new information, I want this equation to change automatically. For example, I want that equation to be 9.2x plus 40 or plus say 12. Just a random equation I'm making. So in this case, can I consider, you know what? I'm not only considering the old values, I'm considering the old values plus the new values to make the prediction. And I want the machine to automatically update this equation. This whole process, can I consider it to be like machine learning? Where the machine is learning with the new information, and based on that, he's changing the equation that best fits that particular scenario. So this whole process is called as machine learning. Right? Does it happen to you? Like, for example, if you're watching a video on YouTube, which is related to music, and suddenly you start seeing sports related content, does your feed automatically get updated with both the content of music as well as the sports? Have you observed it on YouTube? If you start watching something new, automatically the YouTube feed starts to get updated. So can I say YouTube is trying to learn about your patterns? Is it trying to learn about your data? And based on that, is giving you some recommendation, right? That is nothing but your machine learning. On Spotify, if you are listening to, on Spotify, if you're listening to certain kind of genre, it will kind of recommend you songs more related to that particular genre. Correct? Again, can I say it is learning from the patterns and trying to give you the best prediction possible? So this whole process is nothing but your machine learning process. Is this clear? Like, what is ML? Very good. Now, if this is machine learning, then what is AI? Okay, if this is machine learning, what is AI? On the output of this particular value, if I know that the sales is going down because of the competition, if the sales is going below the expected line, Can a machine also make a decision about the price? If the machine observes that, the sales are going down below the expected line, can we also enable the machine to make a certain decision based on the output of the equation? Is it quite possible in today's world that the machine itself is making a decision? Yeah. So output of this machine learning equation, if it is combined with the decision power, if you give the decision power to the machine, that is nothing but your AI. Let me give you an example. Let's say you are traveling from New York to London. Okay, and you have the data about the flight tickets. So for example, days to depart and price. Days to depart, seats and price. We need to make a decision about the price. Okay, this is what we want to do. This is what a human wants to do, make a decision about the price. Days to depart is 5. The number of seats available is 100. We say that, okay, let's keep the price as $1,000. Days to depart is 4. Number of seats available is 80. The price becomes $1,200. Days to depart is 3. This becomes 60. The price becomes 1,400. Days to depart is 2. This becomes 40. The price becomes 1,600. Now, is it possible for you to predict how many seats will be there just one day before the departure based on this particular data? Is it quite possible looking at the patterns of the information that we have got? Yeah. So can we ask machine to make this particular prediction, which probably will be 20? No, we are enabling AI to make decisions, Shashank. Okay. Now, based on this information that we'll be having 20 seats on day 1 to depart, on the actual date of departure, one day before that particular departure, we'll have 20 seats. Now, can you ask machine to automatically make a decision about the price? Can machine now itself, without any human intervention, also make a decision about what should be the price? Yeah, he will be like, okay, this should be 1,800. Correct? Now, in this case, can I say that the machine is making a decision itself on its own without any human intervention? Pricing is a decision that we need to make based on the numbers, based on the change in the numbers. The machine is also making a decision on its own. This is nothing but your AI. Correct? If you have heard the stories about self-driving cars, what is self-driving cars? Can I say self-driving cars are nothing but they are making a decision about when to turn, when to stop, when to accelerate, when to turn, isn't it? And on what information they are making? They are making that information, they are making that decision based on the data that they are collecting. On the go, as soon as they collect the data, they are making that particular decision. So if a model is also making a decision on its own, then it becomes AI. For example, on Amazon, do you see that the prices keep on changing? Anyone who is using Amazon, have you observed that the prices of the items keeps on changing every now and then? Like to morning, if you see the price, it could be different. Evening, it could be different. Now, do you think a person is sitting and analyzing 100 millions of products and manually deciding what should be the price at what particular time? Do you think that's how it is working at the back end? No. In that pricing algorithm, what it is doing is it is trying to understand what is the demand, and based on that demand, he's making a decision about the price. So can I say there's an AI agent who is kind of making a decision about the prices? On Uber, have you all used any ride sharing app like Uber? Anyone here? Yeah. The prices from destination A, from the source A to destination A. Do you think a person is sitting in Uber office and telling you what will be the price? Or do you think the machine tells what will be the price to go from point A to point B? Whenever you want to book a cab, you put the starting point, you put the end point. It tells you what will be the price. Now, who's telling you that particular price? Is it the machine or is it somebody sitting in Uber telling you, okay, this should be the fair price? It's a machine. So can I say machine is making a decision about the pricing? right? And that is all but your AI. So is this definition of ML and AI absolutely clear to all of you? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Now, it's still clear. Now tell me one thing. In this case, I use the data which is in the form of numbers. Yeah. What if instead of numbers, I give him the data in the form of the text, right? Do you think nowadays, from whatever you're seeing around you, can we also process and understand text-related data? Yeah. For example, is it simple enough? Is it easy enough for any machine, any computational machine, to learn about the words that the human speaks, words and its meaning? Isn't that pretty simple nowadays with the advancement that are happening? Can the machine really know, like if you say the word good, it means positive in nature. If you are saying bad, it is negative in nature. Is it easy to program machine in such a way that we have given him the meaning, we have given the tone, we have, no, ML knows binary, but he also knows the words, right? That's the main part. He's the thing that we are learning, the topic that we are into, it is called as natural language processing. Okay. What is this natural language processing? The language that the human speaks, can I consider it to be the natural language? The language that we are speaking right now, not of certain rule, not a programmable language. Can I consider it to be like a natural language, spoken language? Right? We want machine to understand us, right? We want machine to understand what we are saying, because if we understand what we are saying, it can do certain tasks for us. I'm sure all of you would have used, say, Alexa, if I'm not wrong. You say something, does he understand what task he needs to perform? Right? So what do we need to program? We need to program whatever the words the humans are speaking, it should be understood by the machine. Yeah. And the prerequisite to that is to create a huge set of pool of data in which we have given him all the information about all the words that are spoken in the world, along with its tone, along with its context. Is it possible to feed that to a machine? Can we feed all of this data to the machine so that we can enable him to understand what the humans are speaking? Yeah. Very good, Himanshu. Right. So what we do is this whole process wherein we want machines, okay, please understand, we want machines to understand, the human language and this particular domain where we want machines to understand human language is your NLP, natural language processing. Now, do you think the language that we speak keeps on evolving? Is it really the same words that we used, say, 20 years ago? Is it still the same, or do you think it keeps on evolving, what we say, how we say? If you talk to a person who is a Gen Z, I'm pretty sure machines are not able to understand them till yet, right? Like the words that they speak, the tenure that they speak, the tone in which they speak, it keeps on evolving. So can I say my model also needs to learn the new words, the new ways in which it has been in used? Does it need to constantly evolve, or it can be static? Like once I've given him this word means this is the only word that we have, that's it. No, right? So can I say this needs to keep on evolving? It needs to keep on learning. Are you with me? So can I consider this NLP as a part of machine learning? It needs to be updated, it needs to learn, it needs to frequently learn, right? So that is nothing but your NLP is like a part of your machine learning, wherein it tries to keep on updating and understanding what humans are talking about. Okay, how it is done, what are the certain techniques in which we can do it, we'll see that. But this is the context that I wanted to go before we start with the next part. So is it clear? Like NLP is nothing but your way of making machine understand what humans is speaking. This needs to be evolved continuously. It need not be static. It needs to be evolved continuously. And hence it is the part of your machine learning process. Are we good till here? Any questions so far? Good. Okay. Yeah, let's look at the certain application of NLP, right? Can it help you organize the text? Let's say you have a large document. Can it help us categorize it, like which section is in which part? I'm sure you would have used certain softwares wherein it creates a sections of the document. If you have given him the large set of document, it can easily bifurcate them into certain segments. Like this is the sports related content. This is technology related content. This is like your entertainment related content. So can we help him? Can we take the help of the machines to organize our text? Absolutely, yes. Have you seen or heard about something called as sentiment analysis? Whenever you go to the store, if you are not happy and you are expressing it via some, say, feedback or by some smileys, for example, will the companies get to know that you are not happy with the service? Right? For example, if you write in your text, the service was fantastic. Can we train the machine in such a way that he is able to recognize that this is a positive feedback? Correct? If somebody is saying that, hey, you know what, your support was useless, can we easily get to know the sentiment behind those particular text, right? So we can do the sentiment analysis and understand which customers are feeling happy, which customers are not feeling happy, which customers are angry, so that within the time you are able to make certain decision that helps the companies to, delight the customer and retain the customer. If you are traveling to different parts of the world and if you want to translate, the language, can machine be an enabler? Can this data that this machine is collecting can be an enabler for you to do a translation? Yeah, I'm sure everyone has used this feature in Google wherein you just click the photo and it tells you what is the text in your language. Correct? So that is again, he's trying to understand the text. From the text, he's giving you the similar word meaning to it. Can it help you make, let's say you have a large document and you want to know the summary of that particular document. Can we easily do it using this NLP? If the machine is able to understand that document, can it also help us summarize the document? Yeah, so it can also help us summarize the document. When you're typing on WhatsApp, the words that you frequently use and when you use, does it recommend your next word? If, for example, you're writing I am, it will say, in my case, it will say hungry. So does it know what could be the next word? Can it predict what will be the next word that he wants to type it out? Yeah, so that is again that we can do. If you have used Grammarly, in case you know about this tool called as Grammarly, does it help you correct the grammars, the tone of the sentences, punctuations and all? Yeah, so again, that is an application of NLP. How it is done, right? How does NLP come into picture? The first thing that it does is, let's say you have given him a certain text. Let's say we have given him the text this, I love NLP. The first thing that the machine will do is, can I say break down each and every state, every word into bag of words? For example, if I have this statement, we love NLP, the first thing that it will do is, it is called as tokenization. And what is tokenization? Tokenization is nothing but you're breaking down your words into bag of words, different words. So we'll separate we, we'll separate love, we'll separate NLP and an exclamation. That's the first step that he will do. As soon as you give him certain statement, it will try to break it down into each word that is there in the statement. The next thing that it does is, can I say that we can feed him with certain stop words and we can ask him to remove it? For example, I am, is, the, wasn't, below, did, between. are in them. Can I say these are all filler words? They are not really adding any value to the to your statement. They are just like stopgap words. So can we ask, if you have given him this list of words, can we ask the machine to remove it as well? Is it quite easy to think to do? We create a long list of words which we think are not so important. We call it as stop words. And whenever he sees a particular statement, can we apply an algorithm which removes those words? Are you with me on this? Are you getting what is this stop word removal? Let me explain. Okay, see this. Let's say you ask, you're searching this. Give me the details about the company Apple. This is a long statement that you've given. Yeah. Now what happens? The first step in the process would be, it will separate all of these words. Give will be separated. Me will be separated. The will be separated. Details will be separated. About will be separated. The will be separated. Company / Apple. Now this process of separating the statement into different words, what is the word that we call it as? It is called as, we are just, right now we are just, we have a statement, we are breaking down that statement into each word. So this process is called as tokenization. Okay, tokens. We are creating like tokens. Tokenization, right? That's the first step that it happens. It takes the statement, breaks it down into words. This is your tokenization. Now, is every token important? Is every word important in this particular statement? As a human, do you feel like if you were to search, you want to give the user the information about the company Apple? Do you think give is an important word here? Is it adding any like important value to the statement? No, right? It's not a very important word that we should be focusing on. So can I consider this to be like a stop word? Me, the, maybe about, the. Can I consider all of this as stop words which are used for completing the statement? Yes, this is what I was calling it as stop words. So it will remove all of this because it's not adding any value to the statement. So it will straight away remove it. Understood what I meant by stop words? Yeah. The next step, now he removes this particular statement. Now he's left with three main important words. What are the three main important words? Details, okay, company, and Apple. Yeah. Now he's left with only three important words, which is details, company, Apple. Okay. Now, can it happen that somebody would have returned detailed, somebody would have returned detailing, somebody would have returned in detail? Like, can that word be used? For example, changing. The meaning of the core word remains the same. It's just the tense that gets changed. So can I say the next step now? If it was detail, he has to extract and only find the word detail, right? Because we need to understand what the humans are saying. It will try to remove, it will try to get the core word out of the word that are present. For whatever words that are remaining, it will try to get the core word out of it. Okay, this process is called as, there are two ways in which we can do it. Let me explain. There are two ways in which we can do this. Okay, the two ways in which we can do it is this one. Stemming. Can I do this? Are you looking at this particular part? Which is, take this example. Connects, connected, connecting, connection, connections. Can I say all of it means one thing, which is connect? Even though it is used differently in different scenarios, but the core meaning remains the same, which is connect, isn't it? So even if you have like detailing, details, detailed, I need to get the most important word there, which is your detail. So this particular process wherein I remove everything after connect, okay, wherein I remove everything after connect, it is called as stemming. It will straight away, do a cut after connect. Anything that he sees after connect, he will remove that. And this particular part is called as stemming. So it will remove continuous present tense. For example, run is the core word. And if you're writing running, it will remove ing, right? Because he wants to understand the core word. He's not caring about your tense and everything. He just wants to understand what is the core language that you're speaking. So this particular process is called as stemming. Are you getting this example of connect? What is this doing in here? Connects, connecting, connection, connections. It is removing that word after T, every word after T, and this is called as stemming. Okay, now it could be sometimes little dangerous to remove, like do a hard cut after the word and remove ings from there, isn't it? Sometimes it could be dangerous. So in that case, we are using this next concept, the new concept which was introduced is called as lemmatization. Okay, we can't simply break the statement from a particular point of the word. It could lead to some unwanted words. In that case, the new terminology was introduced. It is called as lemmatization. Take an example of this. If I'm removing from the word E, change is the main word. And if I'm removing everything after G, is it giving me the clear word? Take this example, stemming versus lemmatization. If I do a hard cut after the word E, it is coming as Chang. Is it making any sense? For change, changing, changes, change, charger? No. So what is better in that case? We use something called as lemmatization. It will try to get the root word out of the word, and it will only display that particular root word. It is much more advanced, much more easier for the machines to understand. So this hard cutting of the word is kind of dangerous, and hence we use this thing called as a lemmatization. Are you following what is the difference between the two, stemming and lemmatization? Right? Stemming is taking the core word. Lemmatization is getting the root word. Core word, root word. Root word is like change, changing, changes, change. It will display it as change. And here it is doing like a hard cut after the word G. Should you prefer L or should you prefer S? In your model that you create, like would you be expecting to use S or stemming or L? S or L? Which one is much more smarter? Yeah, L is much smarter. Okay. Great. So going back to our example. For the words that are pending, correct? For the words that are pending, should we do lemmatization? Correct? For the words which are pending, the next step is to do the lemmatization. Right? And after that, once the lemmatization is done, lemmatization, why no? Now you have got the words, you remove the stop words, whatever words are remaining, the next process that you need to apply is lemmatization in order to get the core word, out of the statement. Correct? Now, once you have got the words, now comes the most important part. Can I say that we also we need to know what is the tense in which it is used? Is it a noun? Is it an adjective? Is it a verb? Is it an adverb? The words that are pending, can I say we need to know their part of speech? So can we program them? Can we have a module in which if he sees the word, he can identify whether it is adverb, is it a noun, is it a, is it an adjective? Yes. So the next part in the process is he will try to understand the part of the speech. Once he understands the part of the speech, this is the last and the most important part that happens, is that can I say that he needs to also understand the association between the words? Because can there be, if he does not understand the association between these two words, can I say that he will search company separately and he will search apple as a fruit separately? If he does not get to know that these two words are connected, can it happen that he's searching for the fruit apple and separately he's searching about the company? But he will not give you about the detail about what are you saying? He will not give you the details about the company apple. So in this case, can I say we need to know the associations between the words that are remaining? Yeah. So that is a next step that is applied in here. It tries to understand, again, it is, how does he understand? Can I say we have been given him a lot of text of all the books that were ever written, all the blog posts that were written, all the information that was given to him. From that, he's learning like how to understand the meaning or the connection between the two words, right? And once he understands the connection between the two words, then he will give you the details, whatever is required. So this whole process is nothing but your NLP. I've just given a very small trailer, but in today's world, we are reaching at a stage where machine can understand what humans are saying using all of this concept that I just explained it to you. Sorry. Okay, so we do lemmatization. We try to understand the dependencies between the word and their tenses and their figure of speech and part of speech. And once he gets that, he will try to do the name entity recognition. That is the connection between the words. Okay, so this is what NLP enables. This is the science behind everything that you see, like how it works. This is a basic thing that we have covered. So there are libraries, Shashank. The library name is called, there are different libraries you can search on Google. So there is a couple of libraries in which we are storing all that information, and that library keeps on updating. So we don't need to reinvent the wheel. We simply need to use that particular library. What is it? How works the way back? The answer with the details about a company. Yeah. So if you're giving that, if you're giving that particular statement, you understand that you're asking about the company Apple. So then it will only make the search about the company Apple, and it will give you whatever details about the company Apples are there. African languages. So right now, I think there are around 64 languages for which the translation has happened. I'm not very sure like what's the core language. You can definitely look into Google and search whether this kind of modules have been created for every language. It's a slow process because some of the languages are very extinct, very difficult to understand. Google and other companies are trying to build more and more languages to understand NLP. Okay, I'm not very sure, but definitely it will be there. Give definition in 4 basic items. Pretty sure you have understood tokenization, which is to divide the statement into the words. I'm sure you would have understood about stop word, which is to remove unwanted words. I'm sure you have understood about stemming, which is to break the word from a particular point. And then we have lemmatization, wherein we extract the root of the word. And then finally, we have name entity recognition, which tries to understand what is the connection between the two words. Does it help? I'm pretty sure, Nancy, I'm pretty sure you can do that. Yeah, because for the words that are made, it will try to do this name entity recognition. This search about the module called as NEP, name entity recognition. So it tries to use the NEP to understand for the words which are remaining, what is the connection between them. Okay. There's also a model from Google called as BERT. I'll just put it in the chat. That is also a pretty helpful model which helps us understand the connection between the words. It goes from one step to other. Like it will first break down the word, remove the word, lemmatize the word, stem the word, do the name entity recognition, and then understand. This is like in process, it happens very quickly. Okay. Mary, do search whenever you get some time. Do search about this word BERT, BERT. It is built by Google to understand the connections between the words. Okay. Yeah, you will be getting it. Like I said at the start of the class, the recording as well as the slides will be given to you after the on your email. It will come to you. Okay. Um, Great. Awesome. So this is what I had. Ajitesh, would you take it up from here? Thank you, everyone. Ajitesh will be here. Um,
Yep, sure. Thank you so much, Saurabh. Hi, hi, people. This is Ajitesh, and I'm part of the program advisory team from Great Learning, and I will be going ahead and helping you understand more about the program, what we are offering in terms of the course, and how you can go ahead and take up this program, which we call as artificial intelligence and machine learning. Okay, so
do you want
if
the
I'm
screen here or I've actually stopped sharing the screen. Do you want to share the screen or I should continue?
yep, I'll share that. Sure. Okay. So, by the show of hands, if you all can help me understand, like how many of you are able to, see my screen first of all, and okay, thank you, Saurabh. And also, I would want to understand, like, if you all can let me know in the chat how many of you are looking forward to take up a program in artificial intelligence, machine learning, or data science. Okay, thank you. So, if I may talk about this particular program, this is more of a hands on based, practical oriented course for 7 months, okay, which is being offered by Texas McCombs at the University of Texas at Austin. And Great Learning is the delivery partner for this course. This is going to be more of a hands on based, practical oriented program wherein you will be learning through live sessions over the weekends and recorded lectures from UT faculty over the weekdays. Now, this is a program which is specifically designed for working professionals who wish to upskill themselves and who are actually looking for opportunities in this domain of artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science. So, keeping in mind the learning requirements of the individuals, because we understand a lot of you are working 6 days or 5 days a week with week offs most probably on Saturdays or Sundays or maybe on Fridays and Saturdays. So keeping that in mind, we have a unique method of learning wherein you will be given the recorded lectures at the beginning of the week for the whole week, and either on Saturdays or Sundays we will align you with your mentors in a micro batch of 20 to 25 learners. And in that group or in that live session, you can actually ask your questions, get clarification on all the doubts which you may have regarding the topics which you have studied throughout the week, and also understand the concepts more from industrial standpoint. Okay. Now, in this particular program, because obviously the requirement of the industry is such that you should be job ready, uh, practically proficient if you are looking for better opportunities. And that's the case pretty much across the globe, be it in the African or the Gulf or the European or the US market, or in the Southeast Asian market, the requirement of data scientists or the people who are considered job ready are the ones who have more practical exposure. So in this course, what we do is that we provide you with more of hands-on project. There will be 7+ hands-on projects. You will have case study discussions and an understanding of the industry based knowledge from your mentors in these live sessions. So that is how we actually plan to make you more marketable and employable. Okay. Now I'm getting a lot of questions regarding if people have joined the program late and if there is a replay available. Okay, yes, absolutely. You will be getting the whole webinar recording as well on your email, and that will be something which will be available. Now, getting back to the program. Now, this is going to be a program wherein you definitely, can go ahead and learn the different tools and technologies. But the rewarding point is that you actually get certificate from the University of Texas Austin. And along with that, this course comes with 9 continuing education units or credit points. The process is very simple. Once you fill the application, you get into a discussion with our shortlisting team, or a program advisor may call you to have a discussion with you. Then you are aligned into an interview or screening process, and then you receive the admission letter. Once you receive the admission offer letter, then you can go ahead and enroll for the program. Okay. And if I talk about the program, obviously, as I mentioned initially, it is a collaboration between UT Austin and Great Learning. So, Great Learning is the delivery partner, the mentor learning, the learning portal, the program managers are all from Great Learning. Curriculum designing, recorded video lectures, the case study projects designing, and the certificate of completion is from UT Austin. Now, I can actually go ahead and see that you have a lot of people have the questions around the price, right? So, for the price, the total fees of the program stands at 3,950 US dollars standard. But for more information regarding the price and the installment option, you can definitely connect with your program advisors. All the people who are having the questions regarding, if we have flexibilities, right? Uh, you can actually fill the application, or we are giving you the option of scheduling a call with your program advisor, and you can actually go ahead and schedule a call with your program advisor, have a discussion with them, try and understand what they can go ahead and provide you. Okay. So, Nancy, as far as this program is concerned, we do provide you live sessions, okay, over the weekends. If you are taking a course, like a complete course for 7 months, you do have live sessions over the weekends. Um, the access to your learning portal for good 3 years. So even after the course is complete, you can always go back and see what you have done in your during your learning. And also, the most important thing is projects and the case studies, because that actually uh, helps you to understand and go ahead with the tools and technologies which can actually help you be proficient as per the industry requirements. So, I do see a lot of people who are mentioning that they have already scheduled a call. And if you have not, I would recommend that you do schedule a call. Nancy, is this question for this webinar, or is it for uh, the course? I'm slightly confused. For the course, you actually get a complete, access to your learning portal for 3 years. So everything is included. There, the live sessions, the recorded lectures, the content, whatever is available, they provide you that. So it's a very different experience altogether. Okay. Yeah. Apart from this, do you have any other questions regarding the program and how the delivery of the program is majorly? Any other questions, guys? Cynthia, I'll suggest that you can actually connect with your program uh, advisor, and you can actually have a discussion with them. Thank you, Shashank. Mary, you can actually connect with your program advisor, and you can actually schedule a call, and your program advisor can actually take it from there. Okay. Uh, Marie, for in regards to your question, I would ask your program advisor to connect with you on a call, and they can actually have a discussion. Yes, obviously, in regards to the installment options, for all the people who are looking forward to take up the program and the fee structure, I would highly recommend you all to please go ahead and schedule a call with your program advisor right after this particular webinar, so that they can go ahead and answer all the questions regarding this. And if there is an opportunity wherein they can be slightly more flexible for you, we'll definitely go ahead and try. Okay. So with that, I will take your leave. I hope you all had a great session. Thank you so much, and you all have a great day ahead. Bye bye.